It is inevitably coming towards us. NASA has just published worrying new data about the asteroid Apophis, and scientists are warning that we still don't know everything about this 370-meter-wide asteroid. We still can't rule out the possibility that Apophis will fly past Earth. This much is certain. If unexpectedly it does impact, nothing will ever be the same again. We are facing an event of the century. In 2029, the asteroid Apophis will come within 31,000 kilometers of Earth, closer than many satellites in Earth's orbit. Named after the Egyptian god of chaos and destruction, Apophis lives up to its name. That is precisely what will happen if this cosmic rock actually strikes Earth one day. Asteroids of this size could cause massive regional devastation. An impact would release the energy of several thousand nuclear bombs. The explosion alone could completely destroy cities and devastate large areas of land. The dust and debris raised by the impact would darken the sky for weeks and affect the climate worldwide. Depending on the point of impact, enormous tsunamis, firestorms, or strong earthquakes would be further immediate consequences that would bring our civilization to the brink of destruction. Apophis is a wake-up call for humanity. We must further develop asteroid monitoring and defense to protect our species from such catastrophes. To this end, NASA has launched the OSIRIS-APEX mission. A probe is to collect material from Apophis and thus provide us with options for defense. OSIRIS against Apophis. Who will win the contest? Even though our scientists like to claim that they are sober and realistic, we find mysticism and religion everywhere in space. Our planets are named after gods and goddesses, and even the asteroids are spiritual. In the case of the asteroid Apophis, NASA sent a probe called OSIRIS to save our world. It sounds like something out of a science fiction comic, but it's true. In ancient Egypt, Osiris was the god of order and rebirth and thus the complete opposite of Apophis. However, Osiris did not rule in heaven but in the underworld, which was so important to the Egyptians. As the god of rebirth, Osiris guided lost souls into the light and to a good return to Earth. Apophis, on the other hand, was the one who tried to plunge the poor souls into chaos. In the form of a poisonous snake, he treacherously ambushed the deceased. To accuse an asteroid of deviousness would certainly be going too far. But this hunk of rock also plays games with us in a way. Apophis presents a puzzle for researchers. Its trajectory is difficult to determine with certainty, and so the asteroid caused a great deal of chaos on its first appearance. First spotted in June 2004, the asteroid Apophis spontaneously triggered a Class 4 alert on the Turin scale. This is a worrying value that warns us of a real risk of impact. Calculations showed an impact probability of 2.7% in 2029, which is an extremely high value for a near-Earth asteroid. Scientists and governments worldwide were alarmed. An impact of Apophis would release the energy of 65,000 Hiroshima bombs. Wherever it would hit, destruction and suffering would be the result. New orbit analyses showed that Apophis would fly past Earth at a distance of about 31,000 kilometers in 2029. The all-clear could be given, but then the keyhole scenario emerged. If Apophis in 2029 passes through a very small area in space, it would change its orbit so that it would actually hit Earth in 2036. We must be prepared. In 2016, NASA sent the OSIRIS-RX probe to the near-Earth asteroid Bennu. NASA decided to continue the successful mission when OSIRIS-RX had successfully delivered rock samples collected on Bennu. The probe changed its course and is now heading for Apophis. The epic meeting of Apophis and Osiris in space is planned for the year 2029. As in the first mission, the approximately 2-meter-tall OSIRIS probe will examine the asteroid, collect samples from its surface, store them safely in a special container, and then return to Earth. The rock is expected in the early 2030s. With the help of the samples, scientists will be able to study the composition of Apophis and gain a better understanding of the potential hazards posed by near-Earth asteroids. In addition, the results could help to develop effective planetary defense strategies. If we want to divert Apophis from its impact path or tow it away one day, we need facts about its composition, mass, and density. Together against chaos and destruction, DART meets Dimorphos. It was a historic first in the history of mankind. On September 26, 2022, NASA's DART mission hit its target, the small asteroid moon Dimorphos. The double asteroid system Didymos and Dimorphos takes us back to the realm of mysticism. In Greek mythology, Didymos was a term for twin and appeared around the legend of Castor and Pollux, who, as inseparable brothers, together form the constellation Gemini. Dimorphos means twofold, and in this case refers to the strange asteroid double, which is located about 11 million kilometers from Earth. With that, we have a less mystical but more technical hero at the start. The instrument of the double asteroid redirection test was oriented directly at the smaller Dimorphos as part of an experiment to push the boulder out of its orbit. The hero? One nudging the asteroid a full 160 meters off its old path. It's crazy, but in an emergency, such small changes could save our lives and the planet. The earlier we nudge an asteroid, the less force is required. The DART mission was the first attempt to divert an asteroid from its path by human intervention and a complete success. The path to this cosmic jewel was a technological tour de force. DART slammed directly into Dimorphos at around 22,000 kilometers per hour. The goal was never to destroy the asteroid. In fact, destroying an asteroid would be the least sensible form of defense in an emergency. If we tried to blow up an asteroid, pieces of debris could become an incalculable hazard. The DART probe was fully equipped with an autonomous navigation system. It steered independently towards Dimorphos in the last hours and minutes before impact. DART's cameras were active until shortly before their heroic end. After the impact, a small satellite called LICIA took over the documentation of the collision at close range. In 2026, HERA will arrive at the impact site. The probe of the ESA will examine the results of the collision of the DART probe with Dimorphos in more detail. It's planned to take precise photographic documentation of the impact site and to observe the effects of the change in orbit over a long period of time. Top 3 most dangerous asteroids. If we take a closer look at reality, it's frightening. The Earth is constantly threatened by a multitude of objects from space, and normally we are unaware of this danger. The fact that an asteroid can crash from the sky at any time, bringing suffering and destruction, is demonstrated by the Chelyabinsk disaster in 2013, which damaged thousands of homes and injured people. Smaller asteroids can slip through our satellite observation at any time and approach unnoticed. Larger asteroids and comets are observed around the clock by telescopes such as Pan-STARRS in Hawaii. We currently know of more than 100 objects that fly close to Earth and could theoretically be on a collision course with it. The risk of a major impact is currently considered low. Nevertheless, we must be on guard. One of the best-known methods for assessing these risks is the Turing scale, which combines the probability of an impact and the energy released to accurately assess the danger posed by an object. Objects with a higher score are more dangerous and require closer observation. One of the most dangerous known asteroids on the Turing scale is Bennu. Bennu has a size of about 490 meters and a mass of 67 million tons. It was discovered in 1999. If it were to impact, it could release the energy of 1.4 billion tons of TNT, which is far more than the largest hydrogen bomb ever tested. The probability of an impact is currently 0.037% in the year 2182. If the asteroid changes its orbit due to a cosmic event, it could still become a danger. 2023 TL4 is an asteroid that was newly discovered in 2023. Similar to Apophis, it was immediately classified as potentially dangerous. With a size of 0.33 kilometers and a mass of 43 million tons, it could release the energy of 7.5 billion tons of TNT in an impact. However, the probability of an impact is currently low, although there will be a dangerous approach in 2119. The collision probability is currently only 0.55%. These objects are being closely monitored by NASA and ESA in order to analyze possible changes in their orbit and develop countermeasures at an early stage. Currently, the most dangerous asteroid on the list is 1950 DA, which was first discovered in 1950, then disappeared, and reappeared 50 years later on the screens of planetary protection experts. With a size of 1.3 kilometers and a mass of 71 million tons, this asteroid could release the energy of 75 billion tons of TNT in an impact. The destructive power would therefore be far greater than that of 2023 TL4 and Bennu. The probability of 1950 DA impacting Earth in the year 2880 is currently 0.029%. All these scenarios seem far away to us, and we can lull ourselves into a false sense of security. However, one unpleasant fact remains. New asteroids can appear again and again, and a previously unknown object can appear at any time that is on a collision course. Scientists currently assume that they would be able to detect a larger asteroid years before impact. This is because asteroids cannot race towards Earth in a straight line. Their trajectories usually cause them to slowly approach Earth. Asteroids typically move in elliptical orbits around the Sun due to gravitational forces, but these orbits can be influenced by the gravity of other celestial bodies. Very close encounters with other planets or objects can also change the orbits of cosmic projectiles at any time. And so asteroids that were initially thought to be harmless suddenly become an incalculable danger. Most asteroids are bound in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Sometimes they are hurled out of this belt and can then come dangerously close to Earth. Did you know that the Earth is hit almost every hour by smaller particles that burn up in the Earth's atmosphere like shooting stars? Smaller asteroids with a size of less than 10 meters hit the Earth's surface several times a year. These smaller impacts usually do not cause major damage, but they do show us in an unpleasant way that the Earth is constantly threatened by cosmic objects. Some experts assume that Jupiter can periodically direct a cascade of asteroids towards Earth through gravitational influences. This has happened repeatedly in the history of the Earth, and we don't know when the next attack of this kind will come. Subscribe to the channel now. The best videos are yet to come.